Hello everyone, Seraphin here, welcome back for more Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. When I last left you guys, we had just gotten into Chapter 28, this being the penultimate chapter of the game. And we're going to hopefully blaze through as quick as we can here. I'm not going to make any promises that it'll go super quickly, because as we all know, that tends not to happen in my playthroughs of this game, but, you know, we'll give it a shot. This, ultimately speaking, is not a super long or difficult chapter, especially since we have freaking Tabarn with us, who's just going to make mincemeat of the entire map, if I were going to let him. I don't plan on letting him, I plan on raising up some of my other guys instead to compensate, but you know how it is. At any rate, oh yeah, we have a freaking dragon now. And he makes very loud thumpy noises when he runs around on the map here, and I say run in that he is very not running, but you know what I mean. Anyway, let's go ahead and take out this poor cat in the brush here. So, I'm going to mention that the final chapter of this game is going to take a little while. First of all, it's a huge map. Second of all, there is going to be a lot going on in that last chapter, and I want to make sure that I spend some time... Strength, huh? I mean, that's really all she needs anymore is strength, right? It's already got capped skill and speed, so yeah, I'll take that. I want to take some time to get everything prepared, pretty much, as far as getting the last chapter ready to go. I'll probably spend some time off-screen getting everybody's equipment optimized, and I'll probably spend whatever bonus experience I have left. There's no reason not to. So I might as well just use up all I can and get everybody that much closer to max level, because obviously I need to get them there if I want them to get any transfer bonuses. So, as I explained last chapter, my goal is to get, at the very minimum, Jill, Ilyana, and Nephany to max level. So that way they can benefit from transfer bonuses, because they are the ones that are going to need it the most in Radiant Dawn if we're doing a transfer. It's not that they're bad units when you get them in Radiant Dawn, it's that they benefit immensely from having those few extra points of stats starting out. And they honestly end up being fantastic units regardless. But I like the idea of having them be a little more useful when you first get them, because it makes a very big difference. Radiant Dawn has a very punishing early game, in that you start out with units that really aren't all that good in most respects, and you don't get a lot of the really good ones until later in the game, so it really is very beneficial to have competent starting units in that game. And Jill probably is the biggest culprit, which is weird because, as you've seen, she's absolutely incredible in this game, but in Radiant Dawn she tends to struggle quite a bit, especially early on, so I think having her benefit from a few extra points of stats in like speed and strength and so on is going to make a huge difference. And she's already level 17 in this, or pretty dang close anyway to 17, right? Yeah, she's almost level 17. So only a few levels left to go, and she'll be at max level. And we know for a fact she's at least going to she already capped her defense. She's 1 point off from capping speed. I would love it if I could find a way to get her to cap out strength. We'll have to wait and see how that goes, but yeah. Well, anyway, we'll see. Someone like Marsha also benefits quite a bit from transfer bonuses, but I don't think we're going to have the resources to get her there, unfortunately. Let's see who this guy goes for. He goes for Astrid. That makes sense, because she doesn't have a melee weapon equipped at the moment. She's tanky enough to... Not tanky enough, she's dodgy enough to dodge ravens. That's pretty impressive, if you ask me. Not many folks can do that. Going for Nasir, huh? That's an interesting choice. See, he is a white dragon, unlike his granddaughter, who is a pink dragon. And if you were unclear on how that works, Nasir being a white dragon, at one point, I believe Ina's grandmother must have been a red dragon, because she's pink, obviously. Or somewhere in her family line there must have been a red dragon. There's only 3 colors of dragon. There's red, white, and black. So if Ina is pink, that would imply that there was a mixing of red and white at some point in her family line. So let's see here. I don't know what that exactly means. So the way the dragons generally work, as far as my experience at Radiant Dawn goes, you only get to see the 2 dragons in this game. You get to see red ones, and Nasir being the only white one you see. The black ones are the royal dragons, that being Prince Kurthnaga and his father are both black dragons. So you don't generally see very many of those. But the red dragons... Oh, there we go. We got that lightning level up. So now I can give her the arm scroll. I didn't realize she was only one use of thunder away from getting that. And now she can use Thoron too, which is nice because I gave her that just in case. The red dragons are primarily known for their overall overwhelming strength and defensive capabilities. Whereas in Radiant Dawn, the white dragons are known for their magical prowess. Like, they actually have a magic-based breath attack, unlike in this game. In this game, all of the dragons are based strictly on strength. But in Radiant Dawn, based on what color dragon you're talking about, it affects what combat abilities they use. We're gonna go ahead and see if we can blizzard one of these hawks out of the air. Oh, 2 points shy. Darn it. So now, if this was Radiant Dawn this year, he'd have a nice, neat little trick we could use to get that extra power, but we're not doing that, so it's fine. So we're gonna have Ileana, or not Ileana, we're gonna have Nephany lead the way here. I keep getting people's names mixed up. You'd think, with all the time I've spent in this series, I wouldn't be doing that much, but... Or is it more logical to say that because I've spent so much time with the series, that's why I do it? Who knows? It's anybody's guess, really, at this point. But anyway... I forget what I was talking about initially. Kind of like stream of consciousness here, what you guys get. Oh yeah, we're talking about transfer runs. So, the other thing too about Radiant Dawn that we're going to see when we get there is that every unit in Path of Radiance makes a reappearance. Every unit. I think there's only one unit that is not playable that was in Path of Radiance, but we won't talk about who that is. But I believe that unit is the only one that he makes a reappearance still, but he's not playable. There's only one unit like that. Everybody else you get back as a recruitable, playable unit at some point. But they also add a ton of new ones, like at least a couple dozen more new playable characters. Which is interesting. Like, they're completely new guys that are unique to Radiant Dawn, and a lot of them are really good. A lot of them are not so much good. I'm not sure how the Laguz bow works with the whole flying situation. Like, do you get the benefit of it being a Laguz weapon, or it being a bow versus flying units? Sadly, you don't get both. I don't think it matters. Anyway. So you get a bunch of brand new units in Radiant Dawn, especially in the first part. The first part are almost all newcomers. And if anybody knows anything about Radiant Dawn, you know what I'm talking about. But that part of the game is quite challenging, only because you can't get transfer bonuses on any of those characters, because they're all brand new and they don't exist in this one. And because a lot of them are very low level, require a lot of training, require quote-unquote a lot of babying to become good. A lot of them end up being really good over time if you take the effort into them, but obviously you can't do that with everybody. But suffice to say, we're going to have to rely on a couple of guys that we get that will help shore up our shortcomings. And Jill is going to be one of those people. Jill is going to be invaluable early game. We get her much sooner in that game than we do in this one, which again is not an issue because Jill's amazing. And I think we get Ileana fairly early on as well, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, we'll talk about that when we get there, but I'm probably over-preparing for that a little bit too much. It's not like Radiant Dawn is an extremely difficult game. It's one of the harder ones in the series, I think, actually, but it's not like, the most absurdly difficult challenge. You want to talk about an absurdly difficult challenge, we'll talk about Three Houses Maddening Mode, which is, well, driving me insane, as you might imagine. I think I talked about it a little bit at some point, but I've been playing through that in my spare time, because Three Houses is an incredible game and I love it, but I'm playing through the hardest difficulty with no New Game Plus, and on Classic Mode, which means that if anybody dies, they die for good, so I have to restart if I want to get any of them back. Or use Divine Pulse, which I guess is an option. Glad Marsha's got enough power to take down these Laguz still, even though she misses sometimes. Anyway, currently playing through a Maddening Mode playthrough of Three Houses using the Golden Deer House. I have a handful of other house characters that I've recruited. Like, most notably, I got Sylvain very early, I got Ingrid very early. Anyway, I don't know if anybody here plays Three Houses or not. Let's see what's going on here. So this guard guy is, like, escaping with Leanne for some reason. What in Ashura's name is going on? Why are all these crazed Laguz creeping about? Now, he said Laguz, and he's a Dayan soldier. That's kind of odd, isn't it? Helmet and armor are horribly restrictive, you know? Oh, it's Nasala. It's been 20 years, but I'm still quite an eyeful. I think what she's saying there is like, yeah, you know what? That's kind of true, or something like that, along the lines of that. You haven't changed a bit. You knew it was me back there right away, didn't you? I'm glad you survived. It's very good to see you. So this is what Nasala was coming here for, was to rescue Leanne, apparently. We went to the trouble of escaping that tower. I'd hate to end up a meal for one of our insane cousins. Let's rendezvous with Nialuchi. You know, she can fly too. Pretty sure, right? Like, she's a heron. Are they still there? Yeah, so they kind of hang out. You can't actually see their stats or anything, but they're still hanging out there. The whole point of us attacking this tower is to rescue Leanne, and Nasala just went ahead and did it and didn't tell anybody. Does that shock anyone here? It probably shouldn't. We're gonna go ahead and push Ilyana a little bit. In fact, we're gonna swipe! Not that we need to, but, you know, it's fun. Okay. Actually, I could just have her stand right... Let's have her stand right here. I don't want to get picked off by a cat on accident. That would be embarrassing. I think she's fairly close to leveling up too, isn't she? Anyway, so I was playing through 3 houses, playing Maddening difficulty. I think I'm on Chapter 9? Chapter 8 or 9, somewhere in that ballpark. And I just finished an incredibly difficult paralog mission, like, holy smokes. It was like a side quest chapter, but it was like a defense mission. And let me tell you, when you're playing Maddening mode in that game, your guys really can't take hits. Like, you just can't. A lot of tactics involved in Maddening mode, in particular, is making sure you finish off your opponents as best you can during the player phase. Because a lot of your guys are just not tough enough to take repeated hits. A lot of the times you get doubled by everything. Even your faster units get doubled by everything. Because the enemy's stats are just so much more inflated than yours. And you just can't afford to take hits. So, playing a defense map, where the goal is to hold out and protect yourselves and protect a spot, and you've got swarms of guys coming at you, and you're getting beaten up so bad you can't keep up with it. It's a slog. But suffice to say, I managed to eke through it reasonably well. Nobody died, obviously, and I managed to get all the treasure and a lot of XP from that map, if I recall correctly, because it was actually a little bit more challenging than it was meant to be for my units at the time. But I tell you what, it is, as much as I am not the biggest fan of playing through the hardest difficulty a lot of the time, like, I just like to play this game to have fun. I don't particularly enjoy doing, like, oh, I'm gonna do Lunatic plus Awakening mode and do the hardest difficulty, and I'm only gonna do, like, you know, make all these artificial restrictions on myself. I don't normally do that kind of stuff. Like, I also don't like doing stuff like Nuzlockes in Pokemon. Those are cool ideas, and I don't, you know, think less of anybody who likes to do those kind of things. I think they're entertaining to watch too sometimes. But I personally don't enjoy doing them. I don't get a lot of fulfillment out of doing them. But it is actually incredibly gratifying to play through this game on the hardest difficulty with, you know, very little in the way of benefits to myself. Like, obviously my units are nowhere near as strong as they should be in comparison to the enemies. I'm having to make, but the idea of having to make all these crazy tactical decisions to overcome all these different weaknesses I have, and still make it through without any casualties, it's incredibly satisfying. So, as much as it's been, like, you know, hair-pullingly difficult playing through 3 houses that way, it actually has been quite enjoyable and quite gratifying to make it through without anybody dying or anything awful happening. That being said, there are certain parts of that game that I'm not looking forward to dealing with, because even on the not highest difficulty, they were a complete and utter pain. And yeah, not looking forward to dealing with those. So Ilyana only got a magic level up there. That's interesting. See how Jill deals with this dragon. This is gonna hurt. Actually, it didn't hurt that bad. Oh, she's got cap defense. Yeah, it could have hurt a lot worse. Let's put it that way. She doesn't one round. It's incredibly difficult to one round a dragon. In fact, it's darn near impossible. That being said, I do believe Thunder Magic is super effective against dragons in this game, so Ilyana may prove to be invaluable this chapter. They're all looking in the same direction. Yeah, we do that sometimes. The Barden friends, eh? Very good. This will work out nicely. Here's Nialuchi. You're here sooner than expected. And she's saying something like, "Oh, it's so happy to see you." Oh, that's not nice. Save your tears for later. While Tabarn and the others take care of the enemy, we must escape. Can't you guys just fly? Like, go as far as you want. Like, who's gonna stop you? It's not like they see... Like, they don't have any archers. I guess Headwind's got bolting magic, but whatever. I think Ravens can handle a bolting or two. Alright, speaking of bolting, we're gonna... I think, as I said, we got... Oh yeah, so Thunder Magic is super effective against dragons, which is nice. So we're gonna take down this dragon with a Thoron bolt here. Thoron's a really cool spell. And she crit, of all things, so I could have just led with that. I love, like, the black hole effect it has right away. It's like, oh, it's like getting drawn into a singularity, and then you just explode. And down goes the dragon. We got a couple left, but with Ilyana in tow, I think we'll be fine. And the nice thing about dragons in this game is they don't have range. They don't have 1 to 2 range attacks like they do in Radiant Dawn, which is incredibly annoying, by the way. You think dragons are bad in this game, just wait till the sequel. It's so much worse. Alright, let's see. Let's go ahead and have Nephany take out the paladin, I guess. I think she'll be fine out there by herself. Did give her the Night Ward, so she's a little bulkier than normal. Like that paladin only did, what, 2 damage to her just there? I think she'll be fine. But yeah, I know I've been gushing about Three Houses quite a bit since I came back to the channel and doing more recording, but believe me when I say that it is easily one of the best installments in the series, and that is based on my experience playing nearly all of the other ones. The only ones I have not played in any capacity are Thracia 776, which is regarded as like one of the most difficult ones in the series. And I have not played Mystery of the Emblem or New Mystery of the Emblem. So, out of the 2 games I have not played, Three Houses is easily one of the best ones. The story leaves a bit to be desired, unfortunately, but hey, she got strength, cool. She didn't get skill, though. I would have liked her to get skill. Would have liked Jill to have gotten a lot of things so far, but hey, you know what? I'll take what I can get. She's still 1 point off from getting speed, so we'll see if we can't make that happen at some point. Alright, I think we're gonna let Marcia take out the cat, assuming she's capable of that. I think she should be. Maybe not. How about we give her a little help from our dragon? I don't think this year's gonna be fast enough to double the cat. Oh, maybe he is. Wow, look at that. Can you imagine, like, you're like, this really fast, nimble cat, and you're getting hit twice by a freaking epically huge dragon? I guess it makes sense. Dragons, by the way, nowhere near as fast in Radiant Dawn as they are in this one. That's a crit. So, goodbye, cat. Dragon Breath crit. Yeah, that sounds awful. If anybody plays D&D, Dragon Breath crit sounds absolutely the worst. Alright, let's get Ike out here. No reason not to. And Astrid has the Hautaclear, because I decided to give that to her. I think we'll just park Oscar right up in front. Kind of make a bit of a phalanx situation here. With Soren right behind. He doesn't need Blizzard, though. Why in the world does he have Blizzard equipped? Change that. Put Marcia down here. And I don't think anybody's really significantly hurt right now. Jill's down about 16 HP. I guess Marcia got poked around a little bit. I think Jill will be fine. Why don't we go and heal up Marcia? In fact, I'll park right next to her and heal her. Last thing we need is her getting picked off by a couple of lucky hits. And actually, I could just have Rayson come out here and do a dance for Nasir. Kind of funny how we started out being like our best buddy, and then we found out he was a spy, and now he's our buddy again. Things come full circle, it seems. Now I gotta be careful because bolting is gonna be happening if I get too close. So inside that range already. Now, Nasir can take those hits easily with 30 resistance. Pretty sure he laughs at everything magical at this point. Because why wouldn't he? Of course, this jerk's gonna be throwing spears at me. That is not nice of you, sir. I don't think there's a great deal of, like, reinforcements or anything in this map either, now that I'm thinking about it. Oh, Rune Sword, eh? Nope, no dice. Like, the Resurrection of Bertram, but nowhere near as good. Okay, wishes he was Bertram. Yeah. Cat versus Lagoo's axe. Who do you think wins this one? My guess is the guy with the axe. Doesn't double, though, unfortunately. Cats are pretty fast. Apparently they're not fast enough to more than hit once to sear, and he doubles them in return, so that's kind of funny. You know you got a problem with your big epic dragon has more doubling capability than your paladins do. A little bit annoying, really. But I guess he's also almost a max level unit. I think he's like level 18, so he's darn near max level. Here we got ravens coming in now. I didn't even see them. Then we got the dragon moving in. I'm not sure if that other dragon up top moves or not. I think he does, but don't quote me on that. Sweet, now we get transformed racing, which means double the fun. For all sorts of people. We're going to take this guy out real quick. Might be able to wrap this chapter up pretty quick here, actually. I'm surprised. Though I suppose when you don't have a whole lot to worry about in terms of, like, trying to steal stuff or trying to divide your forces and cover more ground, we're all just kind of making one big push forward. And in fact, this area is reminiscent of the chapter when we first got Soren. Like that attack on the road. It has the same tile set, it looks like. I mean, it's in the same part of the country, for the most part. But yeah, it's oddly reminiscent of that. So let's see, where can I put Nephany where I can get another dance out of her? Not out of her, but out of Racing. You know what, let's bring Jill down here. Have her take out that cat. No more cat for you. And yeah, like I said, we're going to be dumping the rest of our bonus experience into probably these three gals. Because that makes the most sense to me. Where the heck can I park? Oh, I have an idea. Why don't we put her here and have her huck spears at somebody? Or huck spears at that one? Oh, I got a much better chance of hitting on that one. For some strange reason. And then we'll have somebody push her backwards so she can get danced. I tell you what, I feel like shove is an underutilized mechanic in this game, and in Radiant Dawn as well. Because there are some times when being able to push somebody is, like, incredibly valuable. Like, just to get that last little extra bit of distance that you need to get somebody to a crucial position, it's absolutely important. Go ahead and put Soren up here. Have him deal with Mr. Paladin here. Mr. Paladin will not be dealing a lot of damage with that rune sword against Soren, for certain. And that is a dead Paladin, assuming I don't miss, because that's an adept proc. Man, the animation for that spell is super cool. And I know it's just a tornado, but it just looks wicked cool. The animations for weapon attacks in this game and in Radiant Dawn also are absolutely incredible. I'm hard-pressed to think about which one I like more. At any rate, let's go ahead and have Marcia take out this other Raven. Assuming she hits him both times, which she might not, with only 68%. We'll give it a stab. Stab with this lance. Nope, she missed. Alright, well, I guess that was to be expected. Oh, she crit. Never mind, we're good. Goodbye, Crow. Always nice when you miss once and then the crit comes back and saves your butt. Level up for Marcia, level 12 already. Bad, not bad. I think her strength cap's like 24. And she certainly would benefit from having some more strength. What do you want to call it? Wow, my brain just shut off. Transfer, post-transfer, she would definitely benefit from having some more strength. Go ahead and park Nasir up here. Again, we'll have him double breathe on this cat. Imagine if he wasn't using the Demi-Band, how much better he would be. Like, I know it doesn't cut into your stats that much, but he's sacrificing, what, 5 strength Another crit. Apparently Nasir's tactic is to crit all the poor cats to death. Stands to reason, I suppose. You think it's difficult when you're in a beast form having like a double jointed leg like that to walk around with, but not having that when you're in humanoid form? Like, do you think that's like confusing for them? I wonder. Let's see if we can pick this guy off with a killer bow. Silly sword master. That is a bow crit. Everyone knows when you spin your weapon a few times, it does triple damage. What I tell my D&D players. All you have to do is just do a quick flourish, and you're guaranteed a crit. That's all you gotta do. It's pretty easy, actually. You never need to worry about rolling ones ever again. Alright, let's go ahead and do a quick full board dance here. And like I said, I believe Ilyana is in a position to decimate that poor dragon. And all we need to worry about really now is getting boltings from Mr. General up there. 30 resistance on Racing. That's not even capped. You can go higher. Alright, let's do a Thoron, and maybe I'll get a lucky crit. That'd be nice, because then she'll just take this guy out. Although, if she can't, Nephany probably can. Alright, let's see how Thoron goes here. I love that she's got enough strength to be able to use these heavy tomes and still double people. It's the really nice thing about Ilyana is her serious strength advantage over other mages. I think she easily has the highest strength growth of any mage in this game. And actually, tomes really don't even weigh that much in this game, which is surprising, because in Radiant Dawn they weigh a solid ton. And now my dog is barking. Sorry about that, folks. Not really certain why my dog is barking, but I guess we'll have to deal with it. She's not in the same room as me today. I've got company downstairs at the moment that I probably should be getting to, but I'm almost done. Don't worry about it, you're not keeping me from anything, as far as I know. Strength, or a completely blank level up. Thanks, Nephany. Appreciate that. Awesome. I guess, I mean, it's annoying. You guys capped her two most important stats, I suppose, but at least get, like, a point of HP or something. Come on. Ugh. Alright, whatever. Alright, so what we don't want to do is have Jill in range of that bolting tome. I don't think it does super effective damage to her. And, of course, Nephany is just barely in range of getting boltinged. Unless I rescue her. I really don't want her to get boltinged, so we're just going to pull her out of there. Now, it looks like Nasir's going to take the bolting because he's the only one in range, which, again, I'm perfectly okay with because he'll take nothing from it. Or dang near nothing from it. And then, who is in need of some healing besides Jill? Is it just Jill who needs healing? Seems that way. Let's go ahead and heal her up real quick. We do have that one more hawk up top there that we're going to need to deal with. Shouldn't be that big of a deal. We'll put Mist here, and of course Boyd's been hanging back because he just hasn't been doing a whole heck of a lot, unfortunately. I left Tabarn back there too, I just realized, but that's fine. We don't need him, quite honestly, and he would just steal all of my experience points. They're closing in. There are not enough feral ones. Someone find Master Izuka. Yeah, okay. Oh, he took 4... Oh, that's right, because it's effective against him, but still. 30 resistance, dude. You're not doing a whole heck of a lot. Here comes the enemy dragon. Going for my dragon. Haha. Everyone knows, when you have a dragon, you just fight them with your own dragon. Wow, he missed? That's impressive. Of course, I don't do a whole lot to him either, but... Dragon versus dragon combat takes a while because they really don't do much to each other. Now, if this were a Radiant Dawn red dragon versus white dragon, Nasir would ruin his day. But sadly that's not the case. Although, Nasir would also get hit for quite a bit in the process. That is a Jill crit, which we always love to see. Watching Jill crit everything to death is, like, part of the reason why I play this game so much. Just watch her destroy everything by herself. This guy's gonna go for Oscar. I don't think he'll double, because he didn't last time, but it's worth a shot. Nope, no doubling. That's fine. We'll make do. There's another hawk up there, that's fine. Alright, well, I know this is a really awkward place to stop this, but again, we've got a lot of work to do between now and the final chapter. There's a lot of stuff to be done and all that jazz, but you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, forget it. Let's just push onward. We'll get up to the final chapter and we'll call it there. I guess I didn't realize just how close we are to the end of this. So let's go ahead and wrap this chapter up. Just a few more minutes here. That is exactly enough damage to kill that hawk, which is fine. We're going to use the power of Racin to get us right up to the boss and take him down. I think this is a Seize chapter, though, isn't it? So we may have to get Ike up there as well. Which is fine. Once the boss is down, it doesn't make it... There's nothing else to worry about, really. Obviously. Now, if this were hard mode, I believe a lot more feral ones would be coming out of that tower. Like, it'd be a lot more guys. Racin can move... Wow, he can move way up to here. Save someone all the way up here. Save someone. Dance for someone way the heck up here. We're just going to park Jill up here, I think. Well, why don't we have her whack at the cat first? And then I'll move her up there. That's another dead cat. Those of you who are like crazy cat people, I apologize. I'm not intentionally killing cats. It's just how things work out. So, how much did he has 10 movement? So we can park Jill right here, and he'll be able to reach her with a bird song. Cool. That just leaves Ike way the heck down here for some strange reason. Let's see if Boyd can deal with the dragon. Probably not, but it's worth a shot. Oh, he's got a Laguz axe. If he doubled, he'd be fine, but he does not. Because Boyd is not quite fast enough for that. Doesn't get a crit or anything either, but that's okay. Ouch. Dragon Breath, ladies and gentlemen, is painful. Not sure if that's like me striking out some really new and fascinating ground here or anything, but might as well just have Ileana deal with it, right? She should be fine. Oh yeah, that's plenty. So yeah, that's another dead dragon. I feel bad, because there's not really that many dragons around. Like, me killing a bunch of them like this, it's like, I mean, I've only killed like 3, but they're a very long-lived, but very, like, poorly enumerated race. There's not very many of them left, but I guess these ones are insane now. Makes me wonder, though, how they got a hold of dragons to make crazy, because they generally don't leave their homeland by order of their king, so... So Ileana is in a precarious position of she needs to get speed on every single level up from now on to max it out, and I don't know that that will happen. She needs to get resistance, too. Woof. Alright, well, let's see how that goes. Okay, let's see. We'll move Astrid up to become part of the dance. I just keep saying dance when I mean to say song. Birds don't dance in this game. Am I in a position to take out that bird from here? One way back there? No, he's too far away. That's fine. Let's go ahead and get the rest of these guys cleared out so we can end the chapter. Next turn we'll be all set. So this is going to be a little bit longer than normal. Hope that's alright with you guys. I don't think that's going to be a massive problem, but... we'll just have Nephany take this guy out with a single stab. Oh, there's a Purge Bishop, too. Somehow I missed that boat. I mean, I'm okay with it, because I don't want to have to deal with it anyway. Last thing you want is dealing with siege magic. Jill is level 17. She needs 4 strength, which is not possible. She needs 3 skill, which is technically possible. And 1 more point of speed. Let's see if she can take the boss down. I think she should be fine, because he's obviously slowed down quite a bit. 71, I don't like those odds. We're going to go Brave Axe and hope we just land. She only needs to hit 2 out of the 4 times, and she'll be fine. Sorry, Mr. Mage General guy, but been nice. Goodbye. Someone call Master Izuka. Why would they do that? He ran away, apparently. Because he was a scared little loser. Alright. Strength, skill, and speed would be great, Jill. Or none of those things. That's even better. Awesome. I got the Rex Bolt, though. Stuff happens. Alright, so we'll have Oscar take down this other bishop real quick. I think a steel lance will be sufficient. Could go with... No, spear's not quite enough. Neither is... Man, look at that. He's 1 point off with both of those weapons. That's irritating. Ah, whatever. Poke this guy until he dies. And then he does an unnecessary critical hit. Which would have been fun the first time, but it never ends up working that way. Alrighty. And, oh, look at that. Astrid is just in range to get rid of that last bird. And then we can just worry about seizing the tower next turn and being done with it. There you go. We did manage to get rid of the... We managed to clear the second to last chapter in a single episode. And isn't that just wonderful? A little bit, slightly longer than normal episode, but I think you guys will forgive me for that. Pretty sure she's closing in on the speed cap. Hers is like 26 or 27. Alright, we don't have very many guys left to worry about, so let's just move everybody in, I guess. Tabarn's still hanging out way back in the forest going, "Hey, why'd you guys leave me here?" I'm sure that's not what Tabarn sounds like, but that's not the important thing. Alright, so let's just move Ike up here and give him a quick bird song. And we'll seize the tower and be done. We'll finish up the story-based stuff real quick, too. That won't take very long. I believe there is still a base phase in the next chapter. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure there still is. Hoping there is, because I need to get some stuff in order. Any sign of her? Nope. That's not good. Oh, look, it's Nasalam, our favorite person. Oh, King Kilvis. How nice. Hey, look, it's Leanne. I thought we were escaping. Why did they come back? You rescued her? I don't want there to be any misunderstandings. It was Tabarn. He forced me to do this. It was a sort of payment for the debt I had incurred. Interesting. Flatter me all you like. You'll get nothing in return. The Duke Tanis account has been settled. If you come all this way, why not stay and help us with King Day? And he's like, wait, what are you guys, nuts? I'm not going to do that. But apparently Leanne is very persuasive. What about your fellow Kilvins? King Dain has taken their natural identity and warped it beyond repair. They left Kilvis of their own accord. How far should my responsibility for them extend? You know, he's got a very valid point. I have something I want to show you. Will you please come below? Do we have to? Discovered a hidden staircase. How intently were you looking for that staircase? Must not have been all that well hidden. That smell is corruption. Oh, good. Oh, by the goddess. At one time they were Lagoos. Of course, we don't really get to see much in here, just these horrible dungeon-looking area here. So apparently Lagoos were being tortured or experimented on to some extent down here. And Ronulf is not happy about it. The dungeon was the most vile thing I've ever seen. I'm glad you weren't there. Barbaric beyond description. More Lagoos corpses than we could count. Yikes. Tortured and twisted, warped beyond recognition. He would test Bjork by pitting them against Lagoos. He considers them to be tools in service to his own mad ends and nothing more. Jeez. Their lifespans were much shortened, but for a brief time they were extremely powerful. And Ina's like, I'm gonna go with you because reasons. There is something that I have to do, please. Oh, and she still won't tell us what that thing she has to do is. Why she's beholden to the Dain army and why Nasir has to go with her and do everything for her so badly. The army has arrived at Melior. We await your deployment orders. The war is coming to an end. Some of the soldiers are saying when the war is over, their chances for promotion will dry up. Jeez. I mean, it's also another realistic look at it, too. Like, when you're not at war, what do the soldiers do? I guess they guard, like, they could be guards or whatever. Anyway, we're going to do the quick story elements of this next final chapter. And we're going to end off at the base phase so I can take the time to get everything taken care of off screen for the final chapter. I don't want to make you guys sit through that. Would probably be a whole episode of me doing just that anyway, which obviously we don't want. Crimean Royal Palace, located in the center of Melior, is famed for its beautiful gardens, where the world seems at peace. Aw, isn't that lovely? But times have changed. Countless battles have raged in these idyllic confines, and a new Dark Lord sits upon the throne. The palace itself has not suffered, huh? There we have the Mad King himself. What a lovely dude. Within the heart of the palace sits the author of this war, Ashnard, King of Dayan. Now we have Ike and the princess. We're gonna go kick his sorry butt. Apparently we've been gone for like a year. Kind of crazy to think about, huh? Ashnard's just set up shop for a whole year, this entire place. Repatriation. That's a great word, isn't it? This is the end game, everybody. The final chapter of Path of Radiance. And it is an interesting one. So we somehow earned a boatload of cash. Probably because I sold a bunch of stuff. We got a lot of bonus XP. MVP Nephany. Nice. Not bad. By your leave, I'll excuse myself. So yeah, this is it. The final base phase. And like I said, I'm gonna spend some time getting everything ready to go. We'll talk with quote-unquote friends before the beginning of the next episode. That shouldn't take too long, but between now and the next episode, forgive me while I take some time to get everything ready. And we'll take care of that, and we'll be right back with the final chapter. It probably will take a little while to get done, simply because it's so freaking long, and then we'll have, of course, an epilogue after that fact. So expect next week to be the finale of this series. And we'll move on to something else afterwards, and that should be a lot of fun. So stay tuned for that. Hope you're all liking the series up to this point. We're almost there, almost done. So stick around for the finale, of course. Feel free to leave a like and a comment on this video if you are so inclined. And if you've not subscribed to the channel yet, please also do that. I would very much appreciate it. And until next time, this has been Seraphin. Stay classy, internets.